So imagine you're building a tall structure and want it to be strong. You could just add one layer on top of another, but what would make it really strong is if each layer fit with the adjacent layers and meshed with it in a unique fashion. Now imagine that tall structure is your career, and that's what I want you to visualize when you think of your skill stack. So this is my skill stack, just to kind of help you visualize your own. And it's a quite simplified form. So each layer connects with another layer in a unique fashion. So building a stack like this obviously takes time, but also careful and deliberate choices at various points in your career. The idea is that you assemble your own skill stack such that together the combination of skills and experiences makes you valuable to the industry in ideally more than one way, but also makes you a more and more rare find. Like the rare set of combination of skills, experiences, and traits is what you're trying to achieve. But again, at the same time, you don't want it to be too narrow and have just one or two such skill set combinations. You want to build a stack which can then you can do multiple permutations out of it and create unique profiles depending on what kind of role you're applying for. So this gives you the ability to find roles that align with your interests, where you can be successful without trying too hard, and most importantly, allows you to fluidly move between roles or move between functions and type of work when the let's say when the industry shifts, your personal situation changes, or you see an opportunity in the market that you would have otherwise missed. I remember in my first role as an MSL, I practically learned all the skills that the job exposed me to, and the job required of me in maybe just under a year. And I saw no opportunity for further growth in that position, and I switched to clinical development and research. So after a year there, I had learned a lot, but also realized that there is more growth potential. But at the same time, I'd gotten the taste of working with like business development and all the deals that they work out, and it was kind of a bit glamorous, and I got that pushed me strongly towards applying for an MBA. So yeah, skill stacking kind of happens, but you still have to have some kind of background force applied all the time to make sure that you're not letting yourself sink too deep into a single vertical. So for any of you, how would this work in practice? Now, it depends obviously on each person's specific situation, but there are a few principles I would recommend everyone should follow so that they build a good skill stack. So firstly, avoid specializing too deeply into a single field or area. When you're looking for roles, expand your search to roles that are not fully aligned to your area of expertise or interest, just to see what's out there. Like, it doesn't mean like you necessarily are looking to make a pivot in your career or anything like that, but just keeping yourself up to date with what's really out there in the market is a very useful thing. Third, never stop entertaining opportunities to pivot into different roles or pick up new skills through courses and qualifications. And this doesn't always have to be something like external, where you go for a big degree, or you kind of pay upfront for a lot for a course, or even seek out roles that are necessarily vastly different to what you've been doing so far. Sometimes these opportunities to do something different can arise in the same organization that you've been working on. For example, when I first started in the consulting company, which I've been working until the end of the last year, so I've been there for over 5 years now. But when I joined, they had a few different practice areas called market research, competitive intelligence, and market access. And as it happens, when I joined, I was one of few people who had prior experience of market research. There were a lot of people who knew or ever experienced in the other two practice areas. And a few weeks after I joined, the head of market research in our company quit, or actually was let go, and then the other senior person followed them. And then I found myself in a situation where I could either say that without a senior leader in place, I will not do any market research, and I will only do the other stuff. Or I could say that, hey, give me a chance, let me try and be the kind of lead of this practice area now and see where we can take it. Right. So that opportunity presented itself, and I decided to give it a go. And I continued to lead that area until the end of last year, when I switched to part time, and I built it up from that moment. So again, it wasn't like I knew exactly what I'm getting myself into or how it will pan out, but there was some risk involved, obviously not a lot because there was other work in the company, but these are the kinds of decisions you have to take in the pursuit of building a significant skill stack. So, have conversations with recruiters, your friends, acquaintances, family members, and whoever you might find who have worked in companies and roles that maybe seem interesting to you, even peripherally, and have exploratory chats with potential employers, even when you're not kind of, quote unquote, looking for another job. It's all a part of building this good picture of what's out there, what's available, what interests you the most, and then choosing your next step.